leader to have your critics be silenced or in extreme cases be allegedly killed as well. You can be a strong nation and you can have a strong leadership despite having dissent, and that's what a flourishing democracy is. But Ambassador Goyal, Pathikrit saying that yes, the transition of power has not been smooth, that it is not the perfect democracy, but the West has not been a saint as well. But the numbers clearly show otherwise. There are numbers saying that in December last year, 13,647 people were in the list of Russia's terrorists and extremists. And out of them, 11,286 were labeled as terrorists. Some of them were under 18. 680 political prisoners are there in Russia currently. That number has been increasing. Clearly, the numbers show otherwise. The fact of the matter is that, yes, the voice of dissent is being crushed.
Shreya, first of all, being a diplomat, I don't think I can take a moralist point of view. I would take a real political point of view here. Whether I like it or not, the fact is that we deal with the real power politics in different countries. We look at how leaders survive, what they need to do to survive. And I don't think there is any country which is an exception to this power game, really. And therefore, I'm going to get away from moralizing on what is happening in Russia and look at it from the real political point of view. Now, the fact is, please do recall what happened in 1991. Gorbachev, Soviet Union broke up. He was followed by Yeltsin, very, very weak power center in Moscow. Since then, Putin is the first strong leader who has come to reassert Russia again, and he's trying to reclaim the same glory of Russia as it was in Soviet Union. Please do remember that Ukraine is not just a symbol of NATO versus or capitalism versus communism. Ukraine is also the symbol of assertion of the Soviet Union power. To say that Crimea was ours, Ukraine is ours, and anybody who says otherwise better face the Russian wrath. Therefore, I may be completely sounding immoral, but the fact is, Putin does consider that his survival is important for Russia. I'm reminded of our own countries in many respects from different times. Therefore, for Putin, anybody who challenges him is not just his enemy, but he is out to disintegrate Russia. Wrong or right is a different matter altogether. But the fact is that for the West also, the real enemy is Putin. Till Putin continues, and therefore they declare Putin as unwarranted or to be arrested in different countries wherever he visits them. UK has announced this also. But the fact is, Putin will consider everybody
and therefore,
who opposes him.
Do you think, Pathikrit, this is more of a, personal, I don't know, victory, if you want to call it, or achievement for Putin, to have less and less dissenters and more of people who applaud him and praise him and his policies and the actions that the government takes in Russia?
Shreya, I think in this particular case, Kasparov has been out of the country since 2013. So all that has been done is to put him on some kind of a monitoring by Rosfinmonitoring, that's the organization. I don't think, that would imply that there will be restrictions on his banking transactions.
2013, he went out of Russia for the fear of prosecution there in Russia.
Well, so if you want to challenge a strong leader, you have to stay back in your country and you fight it out through democratic means. That's what happens in many other countries in India. And let me tell you, I am not trying to take a moral view on everything.
But when you have cases like Navalny and other cases earlier as well, I think it's very difficult.
No, Shreya. So let me say this. The kind of situation that has been put into by, the kind of situation that Russia faces is unprecedented, the kind of pressure from the West all the time. And let me tell you why I have a problem with the West. The West has also not been a champion of free speech all the time. Number one, if you see the way what they are doing with Julian Assange, the way they are hounding Julian Assange for the WikiLeaks thing. The way they have banned Russia Today channel and Sputnik channel in the whole of Europe, Western Europe, time since the war started, because they didn't want the Russian version to go to the Europeans. Third, if you look at this Tucker Carlson interview of Putin, which was aired in YouTube,
I agree with you, Pratikrit. I agree with you when you say that. Yes.
So my contention is this:
when you say that, West. No, but let's talk about Russia
so the only thing I'm saying
in separation from the West. Let's leave the West. I understand your point and I absolutely agree with what you're saying, but let's talk about Russia in a separate sense, The numbers don't say it. The cases are very evident there.
Yes. So, that's how, the countries have survived for a long time. Purely, if you call me selfish, so be it. If you look at it from the Indian perspective, if India has to have a very strong ally, it has to be Russia. If Russia has to be strong, it has to be Putin, backed by Putin and Putin at the helms. And so long as Putin would be there would be, attempts by the West to dethrone him. It would create a dirty scenario. We are seeing it. Whether we have the right to take a moral stand, I don't know. I will not take for selfish reason that I, as an Indian, there are strong relation with Russia, and it is very difficult to take a moral stand against a situation of the West, where the number of people the West has killed and the way things are happening all across. It's unfortunate, but that's how real politics, as Ambassador Goyal said, is. And that's the reality.
Okay, Ambassador Goyal, you wanted to make a point. Please go ahead, and then I'll wrap this up.
Very briefly, Shreya, please do recall, Putin was a KGB head before he became the president. He knows how to fight a battle. And he's fighting a battle for his own survival. And I think that is more than what I wanted to say.